Hey guys, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our channel.
Welcome to another video of us working on our project RV. In today's video, we get to have a lot of fun, adventure, and do a lot of things revolving around
the water.
So today's video is going to basically start going back in time a couple of days when we started this project on water testing our RV, which means hooking the water from our home up into the RV, pressurizing the system, checking out everything, finding out what leaks, what is broken, fixing all that stuff, and also adding in a couple of surprises there along the way. So come with me and Angela as we go back in time a couple of days. First thing that I want to cover is what you should also have the first thing when you hook up your water with an RV or a camper, and that is a pressure regulator. This one happens to be a Regulator name brand. It is made in the USA, and it is an adjustable regulator that requires no tools. I picked this up at the recommendation of other videos that I've watched and just from experience of us also having campers in the past, because while our house water may be at a certain pressure, when you get to certain campgrounds and other areas, you have no idea. And the last thing you want to do is blow out the lines in your RV and have to fix them out there on the road. Here is a look at the regulator that we got. It is not a small little thing, but I also did get one that was solid brass. That was a good made in the USA product, and also has a liquid filled pressure gauge. So I wanted to invest a little bit more in one that I knew would be robust, survive life on the road, and last us a good long while. Also wanted an adjustable one so that if we get to a spot and we adjust the pressure, but we find out in the shower it's just not enough power, it's just easy to go out there, dial it up a little bit, and get things working the way we like. I'm going to connect the regulator first. Then we're going to connect our RV water hose to the bottom of the regulator. The next thing you want to do is, with your hose here, you want to turn the water on and flush the system for about a minute. Alright, with the regulator flushed, we're now going to take our hose and connect it up to the camper or RV next. Alright guys, what you're looking at is the water and sewer compartment of the RV. You have three different inlets. You have one on the far right for black tank flush. The middle is our fresh tank fill point. And the far left is our city water fill point. This may vary depending upon your setup. What I'm going to do is use this hose elbow adapter and connect our hose into our city water fill point. There's also a hole down here in the bottom of the compartment that allows us to run this up easily, and I guess we could connect it that way, but I like the elbow just to keep things nice and straight and not stress the connections too bad over time. Real quick, you'll notice that the water filter is missing in this cartridge system. We've got extras we'll put in this once we check all the lines and everything. But you'll also notice there is water in this. It's because before we purchased the RV, we did do a water check there. It wasn't a very thorough one. We wanted to at least know if the water was hooked up. We didn't have any outdoor showers in the floors, cabinets, or under the RV. So just letting you know why this looks like we've already done this. We've kind of halfway done it. But this here at the house, now that we own the RV, is our full inspection and test.
At this point, we're ready to turn on the water and go into the camper and bleed all the air out of the lines. So we've checked all the incoming lines in the bathroom, the shower, the toilet, and the sink here, and all the supply lines look like they're good, no leaks. Down where the hatch is, where the water supply comes in, there is a leak at the outdoor shower thing. We were aware of that one. But one thing we did find that we weren't aware of is up here at the kitchen sink, at the drain. The drain is leaking and it's not in a great spot, so it's going to be fun to get to.
So the slide out is right here to the right. The hose goes this way to this area. Up above we have the refrigerator access hatch. I've already pulled this down. There's nothing there to help us. Right below it, this is our furnace. I'm gonna see if I can take this cover off. Maybe we can remove the furnace, I'm not sure. But there's no other way into this area from the outside that we can find. So let's just try this and then we'll go on to next case or next thing to try. Alright, no obvious access. However, we've got water right here on the floor, fresh water, and I don't know, I don't know. Let me think. I'll get back to you guys in a second. Hello, welcome to the floor. So we're inside because we weren't getting anywhere with the outside and took off this front panel on the front below the refrigerator again, and then I laid down on the floor and said, ah ha ha, I see drain pipes way up in no man's land. We have also slid the kitchen slide out in, so it's in the travel position. What that did, it brought that flex drain pipe that was way out there right up to the front, so it's more easily accessible. It is not really accessible, but it's our best case scenario. We've also been getting handsy with the pipe, and we found that there is a couple of hose clamps in there right where it seems to be leaking from, so that's what we're going to address our attention towards next. I'm going to try and pull the coupler apart, take the hose clamps off, we'll inspect it, look for any kind of breaks. If we don't see anything, then we'll put it back together and clamp those hoses down tighter and cross our fingers and try it out. Alright, I have the hose clamps taken off. I'm trying to get this barb connector fitting out of here. Such a tight fit, you wouldn't think that would be leaking. Let's take a commercial break. Alright guys, so this is the hose that went from the coupler back further down the line, and this is really suspect. Namely because it came off the barb fitting really easily. Also, try and get this where you can see it. If I line the hose clamp up with the ribs where it's been pinching, look how far off it was back there. So this is not being cut square at all. And that's about how the hose clamp has been working. So obviously that's why it was leaking. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to see if I can trim this excess to make it more of a square cut, and then try and put it back together. Maybe we'll get lucky that way. But that's the first thing we're going to try. It's difficult to try and do this and not cut my hand open. You want to just push through it and bear through it, but then it's usually when you rip your fingers open. Alright, that part's done. It's also hard because this hose is fighting me. It wants to flip back straight. And there's not much to pull out to hang on to. Alright, we'll try that. I don't want to cut the hose too short. Alright guys, we got the other flex pipe that went to the sink out of the way. It is problematic, and we'll show you that in a second. What I'm going to do now, since I have this coupler connected, I'm going to go ahead and tap this in with a hammer, fully seat it into this original pipe, and then tighten that clamp down and make this part good enough. Like a Blue Man Group. Alright, that is fully seated in there. So now I'm going to bring the hose clamp forward and tighten this down. You're probably not going to be able to see it, so you'll have to trust me and take my word for it. Alright, I am now up off of the floor, which feels good. While I was down there, I noticed a piece of paper way back in no man's land. It's a list. Camper needs hose, rug, carpet cleaner, and bedroom light. Obviously, these people lost this list because since we've had this, the hose, I guess the sink hose, still broke. The rug, Angela bought one for the bathroom. Carpet cleaner, yep, we cleaned the carpet when we got it. And the light in the bedroom, I actually have one on order. So guys, don't lose your list, because apparently things will never get fixed.
So at least on this hose, the clamp was all the way on, but you can tell the jagged edge. For some reason, they must have cut the hose in the middle and did a connection point, which is not great, but I guess that's what they had to do. And then from what I could feel down there, there is actually a cut on the flexible hose that it looks like somebody stuck a knife in it. It's not, but that's what it looks like. Maybe it's from sliding the slide in and out over time. It just created a weak spot. I don't know. But now we have what we need to get from the store, and we can go ahead and get that stuff so we can get this fixed.
We're back from the store, and as you can tell, overnight I decided just to pull all my hair out. Now, Angela said it was time for a shearing, so she tied me down and sheared me. Alright, back to business. So what I've got here is what we purchased from Lowe's. This is 1.5 inch diameter. It's sold in the plumbing department, but it is sold as like hot tub or spa hose. It's a flexible PVC drain hose. It's exactly what was down there, exactly what we're going to put back. We also picked up some 1.5 inch barbs to threaded adapters, because down there under the fridge, I pretty much am dealing with this kind of a situation. We've got the existing drain that'll go down through the floor. I need to thread this adapter in after we take out the original. We're going to replace this one, and then the hose is going to get attached that way and clamped down. This obviously is not what was down there. This is from the sink, but this right here is what I've got to do in that small space under the fridge. It is extremely tight, and to help me get the clamps off, I have a ratchet with a bit in it to try and ratchet the little screws out. So I don't know how much of this we can get film and footage of, but just know that this right here is what we're about to try and do under the fridge. Just a tight bit. You got any soap up there? So guys, we tried to disconnect the plumbing back here under the fridge, but it is rock solid and I can't move anything. So we're gonna leave it as is. It's fine. We're gonna reuse this coupler, this barb coupler that they had in place. I properly set it on this pipe, clamped it down, so we are good here. And now we're ready to put our new hose that we bought on this end, but it's a super tight fit. So a little bit of a life hack, if you get some dish soap or hand soap, just a little bit on the coupler part, or you can put it in the hose. Okay. Another life hack, if your pump doesn't work, just take the straw out, dribble it there, and that should enable you to slide the hose on easier. Alright guys, we got the coupler connected. What we're going to do before we move any further is get a jug of water, pour it down this hose in this tube, and let it sit for a while to check for leaks before we put it all the way back under the cabinets.
So we have everything pulled tight right now. We're going to actually give it a little bit of slack, so as the slide goes in and out, it will have a little bit of slack and not just pulled taut the whole time.
Alright, the new flex hose has been run, and now we are ready to put this back under the sink. This is the drain pipe, or part of it, for our sink. We have the combiner P-trap, goes into here. Then we have a Studer vent up top, which is normal for mobile homes, plumbing, and everything else when you don't have a real vent. It goes down, and this is what connects to our flex pipe. So while we are up here, not down inside of a cabinet, I'm going to use some pipe thread sealant. I'm going to put on the threads here, attach this all the way tightened. That way when we get down there in the cabinet, all we have to do is cut the flex pipe to fit, pop it over, tighten the clamp down, and then attach the sink drain. I don't know how much of this we'll be able to get on footage while we're working, but that's the overview. Let's get it done, and of course we'll show you guys the finished product when we get it done. We have the water running, and I have my hand down here just holding on to the bottom of a pipe, waiting to fill water, or rather waiting to not fill water. This is the leak test, or drain test. I don't know. You always want to check it before you climb up off of the floor or out of the cabinet. Oh yeah, the soap doesn't work, whatever. It's nice to now have this fixed, both for supply and drain. But there's more to do. See you guys outside. So we're out here outside of the RV, and we're over here at the cabinet where all of the water comes in and the sewer comes out. When we purchased the RV, we knew up front that we needed a new outdoor shower or faucet set up, that this one just leaks and the valves did not work. So I have one here that we purchased. We're going to be swapping that out. But then we also have discovered that the water filter housing itself over here on the outlet side is leaking and is spraying. I don't know if that's a loose fitting or if it needs repaired or replaced. We'll find out as soon as we dig into it though. Right here is where the water filter is leaking, so we've definitely got something going on there. I guess I'll get a pair of channel locks, try to tighten this down and see if anything happens. Although honestly, it's a little sketchy looking anyway, as we go from the filter to a PVC adapter to some little gray piece and then the actual fitting itself. So not sure what we're about to find, but how else we're going to find out until we take it apart. So I've got this part of the filter disconnected and those pieces out of the way. I'm going to take the time to go ahead and put this bracket where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be mounted this way so that the filter can then get attached here and be more stable. I've got to find some screws and things to attach it with because they are definitely missing at this point. But might as well do that. And looking at the pieces I've got, this little gray guy is a union piece and it's got some gnarly looking threads right here that could be the cause of the leak. So I'm gonna clean that old thread sealant up off of the threads, see what we've got to work with, and maybe try and put it back together to see if it'll be fine, or we may have to go to the store and buy this piece. I'm not sure just yet. Alright, I took a look at the top of the filter housing. There are no threaded holes or anything for this bracket to mount to, so that's not going to be an option right now. But what I want to do to try and determine if we have a real issue or just loose connections, I'm just going to put more thread sealant on this guy and I'm going to reconnect all these pieces together and repressurize the system. At that point, I will know if the leaks are fixed or if we need to replace this whole filter unit. I'm probably going to replace the filter unit anyway because I don't like that I don't have a way of mounting it securely, and I do not like it stressing the plumbing. I'd rather it be mounted securely. But at least if I do this step, I will know, okay, this is good, we're good otherwise, or this is bad, that's bad, or just have more information to make an informed decision at that point. Alright, I don't want to over tighten that. I'm going to give this thread sealant time to set up, and then we're going to repressurize the system next. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and turn the valve here. And we're watching for leaks right here in this area. The outdoor faucet is still dripping, but this is the area we want to watch. It looks pretty good. I think we have fixed it for now. Like I said, I do want to get another filter housing, but at least for today, this issue is fixed and we can move on to the next problem. Alright, our next offender is this guy, the outdoor shower or outdoor faucet. Mainly the fact that this never stops turning, so it doesn't ever seal off correctly. So the fittings on this should be just threaded connections on the back. Yep, we just have two thread connections. It's going to be impossible for me to put the camera down here and show you guys, so I'm just going to, with my hand, reach around, unthread the cold water supply and then the nut that holds the faucet on this side, and do the same thing on the left, the hot water supply hose connection and then the threaded nut to hold it here. At that point, it should just pull straight forward. There's number two. And then we just take this guy, wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, jiggle, pull him forward, and it is out and done. Here's a look at the replacement faucet assembly that we got. That's the main piece that we just removed. And then this one also comes with a hose, a shower wand, a bracket for mounting the shower wand, and everything. So this is designed to be a complete replacement kit, and it was like less than 30 bucks. So well worth the money just to buy the whole kit and just replace everything out for new. As far as installing this guy, piece of cake. We're going to put this through the panel here where it mounts, and then I'll reach around to the back and I'll tighten this one, tighten that one, and then we'll attach the water supply lines, and that will be it. The beauty of this with RVs or campers is that the parts, while they are built cheap usually, they're also easy to do, which is great because honestly most of the time you'll probably be doing this at a campground or somewhere, and then you got like 100 other people in their RVs, especially one probably right behind you watching you work. You're out here, got your plumber's crack going on, having a good old time in the sun. You know what I'm talking about. If you got any experience with camping, oh yeah. So this is why we are doing all this work here at our house as much as possible. I'm not using any thread sealant on this because the supply lines actually have a little plastic gasket inside them where they twist and seat into the faucet itself. So I'm going to leave them as is. If we have leaks, I'll take them off and I'll do the thread sealant at that point. But for now, I'm just going to put it back like it was and see if we are good enough like that. Faucet is now on, or at least attached. Make sure the valves are off, and we're going to use the bypass valve here on the side of the water filter to push water and repressurize the camper. Oh, okay. Left, right. Let's, okay. Left is off, right is off. But hey, no leaks. Awesome. As far as the hose for the shower wand, it just connects up. Both ends are the same. You have little black rubber washers that you want to make sure get put into the hose. That way you don't have any leaks. But otherwise, just thread one onto the shower wand and the other onto the faucet, and you're good to go. Hopefully, we're also going to get lucky that the original bracket that held the original version of this guy will fit and hold this one. That way I don't have to swap out any other hardware. Got it clamped down there. Now this hose can go back here, and does it fit? Does it fit? Nice. All right, well, let's test it out, right guys? So I have the wand here, turn it on the water. Spraying out well. It's got this little valve here. You push that to turn it off right here at the wand. That's handy. Turn that guy off. Turn this one on. Awesome. And the best part, maybe, is that I don't have to change out the original bracket because that fits in there just perfect. Alright guys, last thing to do is to put this plastic panel back up in place like it originally was. Kind of fits in here. It helps protect the wires and everything from being hit. The gas shock, the bracket, and all of that. And it attaches with screws over here to the edge. We are finally finished. We can now check the water system off of our RV list.
Yes.
That was a lot of stuff.
It was. It was more than we thought it was going to be.
It was. But hey, it's the way things go, and we at least now know that everything is right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing probably more than you bargained for when you clicked on the video. I know that we are relieved to have all that work done, especially that drain pipe.
Yes.
Fixing the not fix. It is good now. But yeah, if you guys got any questions or comments, you know what to do.
Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time in the what?
In the what were you going to say?
I was going to say camper, but I said RV before.
To your hose bib or your water supply, wherever you are. Then you connect the hose. Whoa! With the tripod. So the slide out is right here. That hose goes this way. This is the back panel vent. Except it's splattering black stuff all over me. This is so much fun, isn't it? Save money on a project RV, why don't we? Here in case you're looking and say, hey wait, there's water, you're cheating. I mean, yeah, maybe we are cheating. We wanted to make sure it wasn't a disaster when we bought it, but there's water there for that reason. I don't know what I'm saying. It's floor hair, don't care. Just Notice that was off too. Put that back. Make it look nice.